How do I upgrade this expensive West Marine bucket to turn it into a drainable dinghy I can use on my sailboat davits? Stick around and find out.
Welcome to Secondhand Sailor. This is Fix It Friday. I'm Turner. My wife Renee is behind the camera. So let's get started.
This week's project, dinghy upgrade. So this is how we hang our dinghy on davits on the back of our boat. We have an inflatable Zodiac. I think it's a 270. A hard bottom in it. And I keep it level with the nose up, stern down, so all the water can drain out of this hole down here in the transom. Now I would love to go with the West Marine hard dinghy. They don't come with a drain hole in them, so people on sailboats that hang boats like I do off the stern, they're not going to use them because they'll fill up with water, or you have to put them on a deck, flip them upside down, which is right in my way. Here's a West Marine dinghy that I bought a little while back. It's made out of like a hard plastic. Looks like I'm gonna have to make entry in here to repair that pull ring pulled out. And you can see there's no place for the water to drain after I've washed it out a little bit. So I'm gonna have to get back here on the stern, and I think I'm gonna put me a drain going through here, and I'm also gonna get on the middle seat and put me a drain going through that, so when I put it on my boat on a davits, I can hang it high in the front, and if it rains, all the water will run out of it. Now I looked around to see if anybody else was doing this, and I didn't see anything anywhere. So it's a good upgrade. I saw these dinghies here online where they fill them with water, they still float, they stand all over them, they don't flip, or they're hard to flip. But my only concern with them is that there's no drain. And my only option would be to put it upside down on my deck, and it'd be too big for that. I think this one's like 9 foot 9 inches long. So what I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna cut me a hole up here too on the bow and make me an area to get in there behind that little toe ring where I can beef it up. And then I'm gonna put one of these little caps, little entry caps up there, and that'll give me access up there. And I may put another one on this seat if I need to get into it. So I'll show you all that part as I get working on it. So I was moving my dinghy and pulled this ring completely out. It looks like the bolts came loose on the inside. The only way to access that is if I get up there and I either take the whole top shell off of it or make me an entrance. I'm gonna make an entrance. Doing that, I found there is a drain plug, but it's under the lip of the boat where I guess you can flip it over and get the water out. It just doesn't do me any good. It was hanging in the davits in the back of the boat. So first off, I'm gonna try to access this little hatch here. It has a sack, like a storage bag built into it. So I'm gonna take all the screws out, take the whole panel off to access below to see what I got. Because I can get the water out of the inner hole from the plug that's under the lip in the front if it's upside down. But if it's hanging on my davits, I gotta be able to drain the water. And I think I'm gonna do it with these PVC tubes from here into here and from here back while she's hanging on the back. I'm gonna see what I've got to work with underneath. To access it, it's just looks like 6 screws They just screw right down into the plastic. So I'm gonna spare y'all a little bit of this time and go ahead and use both hands. All right, now I've got the screws out. And just lift it out. It's a little bag built onto it. But now I can see down below, and it looks like it's just some plywood, some styrofoam. Maybe I'll attach this down in there. I'll try to come through this plywood and not down so low to keep my water from this floor into there. Okay, I've done some more research, and there's an easier way to do everything than I was going to do. I was going to try to run PVC through the seat and everything, but there's an inner hole and an outer hole. So I'm just draining the water through this floor into the lower hole, and then putting the drain hole in the back where we can just drain everything out that way, and I don't have to worry about it up here. Items you'll need for this project: you'll need, let's start over here, you're gonna need a screwdriver and something to make a pilot hole with. And the screwdriver is gonna be to take that cap off in the back and run your pilot hole. And then you're gonna need a saw to saw your hole with. You need something to write with so that you can draw around the end of the PVC. You're gonna need your plug. I use 3/4 inch PVC here that I heated up and made my piece on the end till it goes through the stern. And I'm gonna use some 8200 let me see, it's just polyurethane 8200 marine sealant adhesive, and a knife just to trim it all up once I'm done. And now I'm gonna go ahead and take care of that. So I'm gonna put this piece of PVC into my stern of my tender, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make an area for this plug to go in to be able to lock it down like that to keep water from coming in or out. But to do it, it won't fit right now. That's 3/4 inch, so I'm gonna heat it on the stove. Just a little bit. You can do all kind of stuff with PVC. And see, just a little bit of heat, you can start seeing just the curl on the end. Now what that'll do is that'll form a lip that'll stick up on the outside. And I'm gonna touch it down, push a little bit, and now I've made the lip. Now I just need to heat it up a little more. And then what I'm gonna do is insert this. This is the plug that I bought. I think this was like $6, $5, something like that. It was cheap. Piece of PVC was a couple dollars, if that. I was looking at the kits. The kits at West Marine are around $22 to do this. And it's a West Marine dinghy. Should have already had it. Let's see if I can get this in there. See how it stretches. See how it's stepped already. And that's what I want. That's the shape I want it. Now I'm gonna cut it off. I'm gonna drill the hole, and then I'm gonna glue that in place. So this will be actually sealed into the stern, and then the plug will go in and out of that. Okay, now that I've got my piece I made for the stern, this is my through hole piece, and then my plug. I'm going to insert it right here. But what I'm going to do It's gonna go in the stern at the low point. I need to go get a measurement around this and see if I can't find me a little hole saw and come back and drill that hole. Okay, now I've got my flare piece up there. I'll mark around it a really sharp pencil lead, and then I'm gonna step inside of that line and cut this so it'll be tight. Now, since this is an odd size, I can't use a standard hole saw, so I've made me a pilot hole, and I've got just a coping blade, and I'm gonna use that with a pair of channel locks and just open that up and make my hole. Okay, I've got to clean my hole up a little bit, and then I'm gonna go ahead and saw this off here about 1.5 inches long to get it up inside. Yeah. And there's my plug. I just got to glue it in place. Here's the plug I just made. I'm gonna dry fit it. Seems like a pretty tight fit. Now I'm gonna put the 8200 adhesive on here and insert it in. And it's like 500 degrees out here today. So if I look shiny, that's what it is. I'm gonna put some adhesive all the way around this. And I'm using the formula P equals plenty. Now that's in, I'm gonna clean it up a little bit, get it off of me. When that dries, I can put the plug in it and be done. Now, got on the inside, and I'm smearing some more adhesive around the inside. So make sure we're getting closed off. Now that is to the inner hull. So now I need to step back here and drill me a little drain hole, and then do the same up on the front. I'm gonna drill a little drain hole back here in the back, one on each side. Get this ribbed so it can run to the center. Now that I've got those drilled, I'm gonna drill me a couple. I've got two here, and three, well, two here. That'll be plenty. And then I'm gonna come back and put me a drain up here. Now, the last part I have to do is put this bag back down on there and screw that in place. Now I have this plate back installed. The last thing I have to do now is wait on it to dry and put the plug in the back, and I'm done. Okay, now that this is all set up and dried, it's in place. All you have to do is put your plug in and flip that down, and you're good to go. You want to drain it, just pull this plug and let your water out. You put it in, keep it like that, and I'm gonna put a tether from here up to here, to make sure I don't lose that overboard. Okay, I went ahead and stuck this piece back in up on the front. This is our toe ring. And then I got in from the back side, put some washers and some nuts on the back of it. Got that affixed really good. So now that shouldn't be a problem.
Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like and subscribe to our channel. If there's any project you'd like to see, please tell us in the comments down below. Until next time, hey Mama M, Turner said hey.